Good evening, everyone. How are you? My mic was muted there for a minute. How is everybody doing this evening? Thank you for being here. Shout out to y'all. We're going to get into it tonight. Yep, we're going to be talking about the 16 children found in the Ohio House of Horrors. There was a lot of creepy video released, but this is a live stream, so we do what the heck we want, right? What's up, everybody? How the heck are y'all? Good to see everybody, man. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. What's up, Vanna? How you guys? How are you all, man? Happy Monday or Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to y'all. Good to see everybody. There's a lot of video released now. There's been intake things. There's stuff that's come up that we want to know about. Good to see y'all, man. Y'all missed the intro? Huh? Y'all didn't miss the intro. What the heck? What the heck, man? One time for...
Yeah. If they don't like it, they
just
can
a
stay
little bit, y'all. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Make them lose their mind. Say it too real, watch them fall behind. Let them talk shit while we rise instead. Fuck their opinions, make them mad. Make them mad, make them see red. Every damn word goes straight through.
What's up, Pete?
No fake smiles.
Good to see you, beautiful people.
We just show up and make them mad. I built this lane out of broken glass. Why they fake laugh? I just outlast. Back row grit with a digital bite. Turn every comment into a fight. They want me quiet, they want me tame, but I'm too damn loud for their little game. I don't fit boxes, I break the frame, and I carve my truth right into the name. Let them screenshot, let them complain. I turn their hate into propane. One spark hits and the whole thing blows. That's just how this damn channel goes. Make them mad, make them lose their...
What's up, Peach? We good, man. Let's get into this, man. How you guys doing tonight? I love y'all. Y'all fucking ready? Let's...
Alright, motherfucker, listen up. This is for the fucking homies steady giving no fucks. If you wanna join the party, put your middle fingers up. And when the music fucking hits, you better
Make them mad. Make them lose their mind. How you guys doing tonight, man? Let's get this up here, man. Let's get this on up here. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Okay, so there's been some things released. I think I can get them off my page now, but if not, CG has them on her page for sure. Okay, something popped up on this case, and we're gonna see what's up with this. I posted it earlier, and I wanted you guys to see it. Okay. What's up, Hank? How you doing, Hank? Good to see you. Good to see you, Hank. What's up, Arista? What's up, Stace? Good to see you, Stace. You do. What's up, Angela? Rebecca. What's up, Rebecca? See you, DMJ lady. Scene Rawlings, how are you? Brandy in the building. Venna in the building. Arista in the house. Hello, Arista. Twist in the house. What's up, Twist? Leesky in the building. Good evening, Leesky. Good evening, Chris. What's up, Chris? How are you, Chris? We're going to be checking in with old KD, too. KD's got a couple new videos out. The lady we was looking at last night. Hummingbird. Hello there, Hummingbird. Good to see you guys in the chat already. What's up? Oh, there's Kimmy. What's up, Kimmy? Hillbilly. What's up, Hillbilly? Good to see y'all in here, man. If I missed anybody, I apologize. There's Howard. I see Howard. I got everybody. Mindy. What's up, Mindy? It's crazy how I can remember the ones I've already said. What's up, Chrissy with a K? Chrissy with a K. Chrissy with a K. All right, man. Let's get into this. So as you can see, this is a document here. And that document shows child endangerment times 17. I don't know what that means. Maybe that was the conjoined twins. What's up, Robin? Maybe it could have been the conjoined twins. Because it's on hers as well. There's 16 children living, they said. And this is on his. He's got public indecency times 4. 4 counts of public indecency. What's up, Bobby? 4 counts of public indecency. And a lot of people in the news are wondering how they were able to go up in this person's house over just public indecency. Because that doesn't go, you're not going to be able to get a search warrant just for public indecency. You might be able to get an arrest warrant, but you're not going to get the reason to search someone's house over public indecency, I don't think. So that's raising some questions on why the police even came there to begin with. I don't know. But 17 child endangerment, and it's on hers as well. It's on hers as well. Now, it makes you wonder, that would be 18, but if they're conjoined, is that 1? I heard she was pregnant. Man. I also heard that too, but we don't know, right? They had some kind of suspicion. I was thinking that too. We've been questioning why they were there. But I can't say I'm mad at them just showing up. No, I'm not either. I honestly, it would be, I want to know for my constitutional rights, you know what I mean? It is a constitutional right thing on why somebody's able to search your house on public indecency charges. But do we actually care? I don't think so. I think they did good. You know, I think they did good on this one. But why do they have 17 as the child endangerment cases? 17 of them. I would think 2 heartbeats. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so Plunder, God bless. Plunder just gets so much information and gives it all to us. She does. She really does. So Plunder went and got all of the cam footage and released it all. So shout out to Plunder. I definitely want to give her a shout out. She's got it on her Plunder body cam videos. But yeah, she's doing good, man. She's doing good work. Watch somebody go over and hating on her. Man, why am I turning on my camera? Hold on. Let's go ahead and bring this video in. I'm glad they showed up because them kids needed help and they needed rescued. I think they did good as well. All right. There's a lot to say in this videos, but I'm gonna let.
I think this would be an anomaly anywhere it would have taken place, whether it's Southern Ohio or anywhere else.
New video shows the reactions of those 4 Siders family members as they
Look at Elizabeth, dude. She looks scared to death. And another thing, why does her hair not look this stringy? Maybe they were booked into like a, I don't know. This is all like the jail videos, but her one video, her hair looks really greasy and stringy. You know, it was nasty. And in this video, it shows her hair's kind of fluffed, got some body to it. Maybe they were, I don't know. What's up? What's up, Ms. Big? Yvonne, what up? What up? I should have went in years sooner. I agree, man.
They were taken to jail after deputies said they found 16 children in their home. I'll take you through these videos and what they show us. And we'll also look at what's likely going on inside the investigation right now. I'm Anjanette Levy, and this is Crime Fix.
Shout out to the Law and Crime.
4 members of the Siders family were booked into jail more than 2 weeks ago on child endangering charges, and we now have video just released of those family members being taken to jail. Only 3 of the Siders remain in jail at this point. Gary Siders Jr., his wife Elizabeth Siders, and his mother, Christina Siders. She goes by Lynn.
See, look at these videos. They're not even wearing the same clothing. So what's the deal? Okay, so they might be wearing jail clothes here because they're all the same color. They might already be in jail clothes. In my city, they take your picture when you're wearing your clothes. Like, it's like the second thing they do. Would the conjoined twins be child endangerment if they passed it? If they were born stillborn? I don't know. I don't know how the law goes. If they could give enough evidence, I mean, I don't know. Google says conjoined were considered as 2. Thank you.
They're being held on a $300,000 bond each. Gary Siders Sr. was released from jail to a hospital for treatment for a serious medical condition. So he's no longer in jail. All 4 Siders family members have pleaded not guilty to the charges, but the investigation, it's continuing. The 16 children range in age from 1.5-year-old twins to an 18-year-old. The Vinton County prosecutor says this.
I don't know if she's pregnant. We haven't got confirmation of that. And I think that's because there's a gag order now. I don't know. But it's not a gag order for us. You know what I'm saying? They can't stop the public from talking. The gag order is for the people amongst the trial, inside the case. Well, let's get to the video.
His children were found in the house on Omer Street, living in squalor on June 30th, as deputies and state agents executed a search warrant in connection to.
Look, their grass is growing heavy now, too. This must be an updated video because the grass was cut, remember? We spoke about it. The grass was cut. Yeah, 16 before 35.
To another investigation. All of the children are now in foster care, but we really don't have any information about their conditions or how they're doing. We know they're in therapeutic foster care, but now we're getting our first look at the parents and grandparents of those children being taken to jail. Video from the jail's Sally Port shows a sheriff's van pulling into the jail. The Siders aren't the only ones in the van, so it takes some time for the corrections officers to get them out of the vehicle. The first Siders family members that jail staff removed from the van is the old.
Which means that van drove around picking up other inmates. That fucking sucks, man. I remember one night I was drunk. I got arrested for a DUI out in front of the racetrack we have. I don't even know why I decided to drive drunk because I had a sober driver with me. But I decided to drive drunk. I got pulled over immediately. Like, as soon as I pulled out on 16th Street, they whipped on me. Horse cops, everybody. They fucking took me to jail. They put me in the back of the paddy wagon. They drove around for 5 hours picking people up, yo. I was so upset. Man, dude, I had to pee so bad. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, I'm going to stay covering this, Callie. Elizabeth's paperwork says she isn't pregnant. That is very true.
Oldest, 73-year-old Gary Siders Sr. It appears the officers are having some trouble getting him out of that van.
Well,
they're at the back of the vehicle for a while as they try to help him out. And then an officer brings a wheelchair out from the jail so Gary Sr. can sit in it so the jail staff can safely move him into the jail for the booking process to begin. Now, we know that there are concerns about Gary Sr.'s health and his ability to walk. He's currently being treated for a serious medical condition at the hospital. But back on...
I wish we could know that. Yeah, they ain't trying to drop him. Yeah, I drove around the back of a paddy wagon for 5 hours. It sucked. For sure it sucked.
June 30th, that serious medical condition wasn't known to jail staff. That was only discovered.
They said he fell on his way to court. That was on his way to court. That was on his way to go to court.
He fell on the way to jail and was taken to the hospital for that injury. At this point, Gary Sr. is safely in the wheelchair. And
it was on his way to court. They're wrong.
Move him from the Sally Port to the jail. He appears to have a white bandage on his shoulder. Why? We don't know.
Yeah, why has he got a white? He looks skinny, dude. He looks skinny, man. Why does his fucking other picture look so different? Oh, I was pissed. He looks skinny in the cheeks, man.
At the same time, other officers are trying
to... He looks skinny in the back of the head, too. That guy looks way skinnier than the pictures we see. I think it has something to do with drugs, man.
Get Gary Jr. out of the back of the van. Gary Jr. is in handcuffs, so he is pulled from the back of the van so he can be led into the jail hallway with his father. Interestingly enough, Gary Sider Sr. is shackled at the ankles, and he is also handcuffed at the front. Those cuffs are attached to a belly chain to keep him secure. A male corrections officer wheels Gary Sr. into the hallway. This is the area where an initial search of inmates is conducted. Every jail has an area similar to this one. You'll notice that Gary Sr. is not shackled.
Yeah, they treat older people with a lot of care. They do. Let's just say this. The jail I'm from, it's a big city jail. They try to treat older people with as much care as they can, but they'll treat you how you treat them. You know what I mean? If you come in there being all fucking, well, looky here, guys. Diddy. I diddy. Tell them hello. Diddy. Tell them hi. Where you going? Go over there then. Let's go and get on the bed. A family member said he had cancer. That's... Let me just say that's sad. I don't know if Gary Jr. or Gary Sr. had anything to do with this, or Gary Sr., I mean. So let me just say, that's sad, man. That's sad. Yeah, he looks way different. Way different.
At the ankles like his son. Gary Sr. is wearing pajama bottoms, and he seems a little out of it. Gary Jr. trails behind his father, again shackled at the ankles and handcuffed, and those cuffs are held in place by that belly chain. The officers tell Gary Jr. to lean up against the wall, and then they uncuff him so the booking process can begin. One thing that I notice here, Gary Jr. appears to be pretty well fed, and his father appears thin.
Yeah, Gary seems like he's not fucking missing any meals with his bitch ass. And them kids missing meals and shit. But your bitch ass got a fucking belly on you. Fuck you, prick bitch. Motherfucker. Not cool, bro. Not cool, bro. This motherfucker got belly on him. He look like he eating good as shit. But these babies up in there starving as shit. Ugh. Burn him. Burn him. I don't care. Burn him.
We don't know how well the children in the home were eating, but Gary Jr. doesn't appear to have missed many meals. As an officer uncuffs Gary Jr.
Oh, that irks me. Ooh, that irks me. Oh, that irks me.
Junior. He's told to stand against the wall, and then the officer moves to unlocking his ankle cuffs. The officers will then remove Gary Sr.'s handcuffs. As this entire process is unfolding in the hallway, Christina Siders and Elizabeth Siders remain in the Sallyport in that sheriff's van.
In that van.
Eventually, one of the officers looks inside Gary Jr.'s mouth to make sure that he doesn't have anything in there. And then Gary Jr. is taken to another area of the jail for further processing. Gary Sr. sits in the wheelchair as this is going on, and we don't know what he's thinking or feeling, but eventually he seems to put his head in his hands. He continues to sit.
Yeah. He's like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, man. We're here in jail now, man. We didn't take care of them kids properly. Oh, fuck. Yes, I do believe they got approved for $1 million. Yeah, he's probably eating, door dashing.
In that wheelchair.
I'm gonna stand by my truth and what I said. I believe drugs is involved. I do. I believe Gary's got a drug problem. And everybody else is suffering because of it. Sort of like a BJ situation. What's up, L? Sort of like a BJ situation, you guys. But much worse. Much, much worse. I think that Gary has a drug problem, and that's what we're dealing with. I think Gary is hooked on drugs, and everybody else had to suffer because Gary wanted drugs. His intake paper says he's under the influence. Yes, it does. I think it's drugs because that's the only thing. That's the only thing in the whole world that would allow you to endanger children like that. And that's the sad thing too. Well, the drugs comes with the sex. Yeah, he's got a sex problem too. Yeah, he seems to have a drug problem, and I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't string her out too. Because usually a drug addict wants somebody to go down with them, if you know what I'm saying. And he probably chose Elizabeth. And mother and dad just probably got so old they couldn't stop him, you know.
As the jail staff continues.
Yeah, I seen she had a bruise on her arm.
Several minutes pass. Then it's Gary Sr.'s turn to be searched, but he needs help getting out of the wheelchair. He can't do it on his own. He's searched to make sure he doesn't have anything on him, like a.
So if he can't do it on his own, that means he probably couldn't do it on his own at home. Or he's puffing it up for the cops. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that.
Weapon. Now it's time for the officers to bring Christina Siders and Elizabeth Siders into the jail. Christina is let in first. She is handcuffed just as her son and husband were, but
so she wasn't in the van. Well, she was in the van. She was just in a different compartment. Okay.
She isn't shackled at the ankles. And you may notice something interesting here when you see Elizabeth.
Elizabeth doesn't have nothing on. Elizabeth isn't wearing any confinement. None, you guys. She's not.
Siders. You'll notice she's carrying some papers, but Elizabeth Siders isn't handcuffed. Christina enters the jail hallway first. Elizabeth follows behind, and both have papers in their hands. Christina's handcuffs are connected to a belly chain, just like Gary Jr., but she is not shackled at the ankles. Christina stands up straight, but Elizabeth's body language appears to.
Yeah, she's hunched over. Why isn't Elizabeth shackled? Do they think she's pregnant at that point in time, maybe? Because they don't handcuff and shackle a lot of women that are pregnant because they need to be able to stop themselves if they fall. Oh, there's definitely no excuse, Lighthouse. I'm not giving any excuses. I'm actually so pissed at these parents and the grandparents, if you ask me.
To be much different. She's practically cowering. She looks scared. The corrections officer asks Christina a number of questions, which she appears to answer. Elizabeth simply stands by and watches as this entire process unfolds. Then it's Elizabeth's turn to be searched. After answering a few questions, she's patted down. The whole
But her hair doesn't look as stringy as her mugshot did. The jail is about 1.5 miles from me. Huh. Extreme postpartum? I don't know anything about it, guys. I've heard a lot about postpartum, but as you guys know, I'm a man, so I wouldn't know anything about it. I've had 3 children, so I know about women in postpartum, but I don't think the women I was with ever went through it much. So why does her hair look different than her mugshot? It looks clean there. Or did she already take the mugshot somewhere else? Is there like a it looks different to me. I'm just trying to make sense of it all. Okay, so they put out mugshots, and in that mugshot, her hair was greasy. And a mugshot is usually the first picture taken after you're arrested. And she's walking into the jail out of the paddy wagon, but it doesn't look as bad as it did in the mugshot.
9 yards. This process takes place before each of the Siders' family members are moved to another area where each is given an orange jail jumpsuit to wear. It's standard issue. All of the Siders were moved in.
And see, they were all wearing green when they took that mugshot, and they're all wearing different clothes there. And then they were put into orange. I think they got a different booking area. They have to be. Because they were all wearing different colors before they came in the mugshot. The mugshot shows them wearing green, yo. Every one of them. Yeah, they're all wearing different colors than what they came in with. Every last one of them, chat. Look. So what's that up? What's that? What's that? AI? Nah, they can't AI mugshots, bro. They're booked at a police station. This is the actual jail intake. Okay. I didn't know if they had, I don't know. I didn't know if they got booked at a certain place. Usually the jail intake's where you get booked at, but we used to have 2 separate places. We did. So I get it. I understand. That's what I was wondering.
Into another area for intake, and they're asked a number of questions by a jail staff member. You can see Elizabeth sitting here.
That motherfucking jail is clean as shit, dude. Y'all don't want to go to my jail. Y'all don't want to go to Marion County Jail, y'all. Hell nah. That motherfucker right there looks like the Hilton. That looks like the fucking Hyatt Regency Hilton Hotel, bro. That don't look like jail. That looks like a hospital. That don't look like a jail to me. That looks like a hospital joint, bro. The jail in my city, that motherfucker looks like jail, son. It looks like jail. Hi, CG.
Her hair is wet, so it appears she
That's what it is. Her hair was wet. That's what it is, bro. Okay. So those pictures were taken in between a process, probably. So her hair was still wet in those pictures. It looked greasy as fuck. It did. So that's what it was. Her hair was actually wet in those photos. I'm glad I can clear that up. Her hair probably wasn't that greasy, y'all. Let's clear that up. Her hair looks wet. But she looks awfully scared. I'll tell you that right now. She keeps looking around.
had a shower. Her hair looks different from her mugshot. Elizabeth looks around at times.
The lady said it too. Her hair looks different than the mugshot. I'm good at this, y'all. I'm fucking good at this, man. Ooh, we got a floating home. Manda, thank you, Manda.
She doesn't have a criminal record, so this is the first time she's been to jail.
No, that's
Elizabeth
not
also
jail.
has a mark on her left arm, and it looks like a bruise. We don't know what caused that mark. It's also visible in video from her arraignment. Gary Sr. is wheeled in.
He's laid back, chilling, ain't he?
Into the same area. It's the same process. There's no audio, but he's asked a number of questions. At one point, he appears to get comfortable and leans back in the wheelchair and even crosses his legs. Just
like what? You're right. I think it's drugs, bro. I do. Postpartum could be that reason, but why would the others choose to live that way too? You're exactly right with that. Good point. I believe it's drugs, man. Yep. I believe it's drugs. I believe there's a lot of control going on. I believe there's drugs going on. I believe.
kind of sitting and waiting for what's next. A similar process takes place for Christina Siders. She sits in the same area.
Look how nice this jail looks, dude. It's even got lights off, so it has more like a calmer setting and shit. Some of the lights are dimmed low. Like what? This is a jail? Hell, fuck no! You would not see that in the jail where I stay around. Hell no! Our city jail, that motherfucker looks like a jail. All of the lights are on. All of them. Much love, Mac.
And
Mandy.
answers questions. And then
Here
Gary
she
Jr.
comes.
goes through the intake process. He is asked, along with his family members, a standard set of questions. Gary Jr. sits and answers questions that he's asked, just as his family members did. Gary's intake form says that he either uses drugs or alcohol or is under the influence of one of the other.
Yeah, we just went over the paperwork. Rebecca says, my opinion, Gary Jr. is on drugs and Elizabeth was left to deal with kids and parents, and she probably suffered from depression and just couldn't handle it. You might have a good damn point there. Remember, I was told early on that Gary was supposed to take over the household because mom and dad were getting bad. So the next in line's Gary Jr. Like, you're supposed to man up and take care of the household. You ain't supposed to let it turn to shit. And if he's on drugs, he probably got her on drugs too. You know, let's be honest. He probably got her on drugs. So that's why it's easy for her to not let the kids go to school. It's easy for her to say, just go ahead and stay home. And then once you do it for so long, like let's say they go on a drug binge and they're not sending their kids to school for 4 months. Well, you don't want to send them now. You know what I mean? So that probably led to just like a snowballing effect. And like it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, man. But 16 of them, you got to know when to say no, quit.
Jail staff
No more
documented
sex.
several tattoos on Gary Jr. They have names and hearts and crosses. One is a cross with a sword. One is an outlaw tattoo with a peace sign. In the intake video,
An outlaw tattoo. An outlaw tattoo.
you can see Gary Jr. show the officer asking him the questions his arms. He later shows his legs, likely showing the many tattoos. At one point, Gary Jr. looks back and he waves at someone. We don't know who he's waving at, but he appears to talk too. But there are so many questions that remain in this case. Many, many questions. What?
He was probably waving at his girlfriend.
Is going on with this investigation? Why did the
His sign
deputies go to
language,
the
I
house in
love
the
you.
first place with a search warrant? Gary Jr. also faces 4 public indecency charges related to alleged incidents at his home during the last week of
I wouldn't say. I would say no, coming from him, because you can look at you got to look at tattoos as part as being like gang related, but also as like a gang officer, you have to know, is that dude really an outlaw? You know what I mean? I can look at him right now and tell you no, because an outlaw would not have had 16 children held up in a fucking room all at once. No. They would be hung up and put in a tree for that. I promise you. No outlaw would have done that to 16 children. I mean, there isn't even really any more outlaws to be the outlaw anymore. Like, there really isn't any more outlaws. That gang has passed away.
May, but that likely wouldn't be enough to get a search warrant. The deputies were looking for evidence of a
You're right,
crime
Suji.
at the home. That's what a search warrant is for. And the Attorney General has said electronic devices seized from the home will be analyzed by the crime lab. The Columbus Dispatch has reported that 2 other Siders family members, one a cousin of Gary Sr., married a 15-year-old girl. So there are 2 other members of the Siders family that had teen marriages.
2 other members of the Siders family has also married teenagers. What the fuck, bro? It's just a bunch of pedophiles. Pedophiles. Yeah, he's definitely not an outlaw motorcycle gang, y'all. We know that. We could clearly see that.
How common is that in Southeast Ohio? So I'd like to bring in Rob Junk. He is the former Pike County prosecutor, also currently a common pleas court judge in Pike County, the only common pleas court judge there. And he actually was the prosecutor when the Roden and Gilly family members, the 8 members of that family, were murdered back in 2016.
Welcome.
Talk to me right now, from your perspective as a former prosecutor. What do you think is going on in this investigation right now? You're in the county right next door in Pike County, next to Vinton. So what do you think is happening?
Here's what I want to say. I hope those children are okay. That's what I hope. I hope those children are okay. Say it with me. We hope the children are okay. Because as much as we want to find out why, we still have to remember that those children mean something. A lot of these children still have the opportunity to live great lives. I mean, all of them do, actually. But I'm sure quite a bit of them are going to burden themselves with what's taking place in their lives. Some children are, it's easier for them to forgive and forget than others. But this is crazy. What I don't understand is if those children had social media and they were able to like witness and view outside living for other people, why didn't they ever understand that living the way that they lived was okay? Were those kids so bad off that they didn't even know that you needed to be clean? Were those children so manipulated and so untaught that they thought that living like that was okay? Did they think that living with thousands and thousands and thousands and millions of cockroaches was okay? Because that in itself, as you're able to look at social media, right? I pick up my phone, I see people living good, you know, people that are young are watching I Show Speed and all these rich people, and they're living good, you know, they're not living the way they're living. So why don't they know, bro? Why didn't they know that living that way was not okay? Like they were living with millions of bugs, guys. Think they scared them? Hi, Amy. You think they scared them? The youngest don't, yeah. But they had 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. I mean, 11 and up should know. Fucking 9 and up. Fuck, even younger than that should know better. That's not. Mm. Mm. But how? Why some didn't run away or reach out? That's a good point. Because they could have. They very well could have. They could have said, yo, fuck this. 18, I'm out, right? See ya. Peace. But like, you're able to see it on social media that you have a better life you could live. Like other people are living clean, but yet you're living in bug ridden filth. They could have been all programmed to not say anything, that mom and dad was poor. They were just barely getting by. We have too many kids. You know, they could have been
as
programmed.
far as getting information together for the grand jury and the investigation.
I think probably the most important thing that they would be working on now is medical exams on the children, full medical workups, interviews, which probably taken place early on of the suspects. But it's a major thing is getting good medical workups on all the children to document any type of abuse or neglect that may have taken place and how it took place.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good point. They were all taken to the hospital on June 30th when they were found, and they were all.
You see that little kitty? You see that little kitty? Somebody go get him for me. Somebody go get that kitty. He needs a house. You see that cute little kitty? Somebody needs to get him a house. Somebody go take that kitty. Take him home, give him a bath, put some flea drops on him, and he'll be good. Get him fixed, get her fixed. If it's a he or her, somebody go get that kitty. Somebody go rescue that little kitty cat. Look at him. Look at him. He's cute. Go get that kitty. Him needs a home. Him needs a home.
Evaluated. Some were in the hospital.
You cute little kitty. He has a beard. Look, he has a goatee. Did the older kids go out of the house? I don't know. Some people are saying no. The cat was healthy. I think he is too. You're about 30 to 40 minutes away from that cat. Go save him. Go save him. He's got a beard. He's got a little goatee. The animals were rescued. I heard that. That's sweet. Oh, little kitties. Little kitty. Poor little titty tats.
It seemed like for 2 or 3 days, possibly maybe even longer. One had to be intubated.
And he's got little white paws too. He's cute as shit.
We don't know the age of that child, but all of the children were taken to the
Yeah, he
hospital or
could get out of the
hospitals to be checked out. Some of them were released pretty quickly, so that I guess that bodes well for the children. However, that's just to check them out and everything. You're saying they need to do further medical
It
evaluation.
looks like mom walks in there very well, by the way. Okay? She doesn't look like she's got dementia to me. Looks like mom's walking in there quite well to me.
Of these kids.
Yes. And behavioral as well, too, because you're looking at abuse and neglect allegations. And you want to see how these children have been affected mentally and physically over the past few years and the time period they're looking at.
We know that the 6 older children, there were complaints filed in Gallia County against Gary Jr. and Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's not. I'm going to take what I say back. I don't think that's grease in her hair. I think her hair's just wet there. She probably got sprayed with bug spray and had to get in the water.
Elizabeth, because the 6 older kids had not been to school in 2021 at all. In October of 2021, they had not been to school. So
that's not good.
Those kids were at some point enrolled in school. Now we're years past that. The kids, I'm sure they've said, have not been in school. So what kind of challenge does that pose in evaluating these children? Because they could be very isolated, and it's been discussed by the Attorney General. You know, he said something to the effect of like some of them may not even be verbal. So what kind of
That is fucked up, man. This was worse than the Whitaker household. If some of them were not even verbal, then this is worse than the Whitaker household, guys. Absolutely 100%. Straight up. If some of these people were not verbal, some of these children couldn't even speak to you. But did Ohio fail them if they didn't know about them? You know what I mean? So that's always going to be their defense. But we didn't know until we caught it. Hmm. Yeah, I watched it. It's
Challenge does
kind of a
that
hard
pose in
watch because
evaluating these
it's
children, do you
Yeah,
think?
that could be very challenging. Of course, the children will be interviewed, but if they haven't gone to school, haven't been exposed to the outside world, the question is, what is their ability to communicate with others, relay the things that are alleged to have happened to them? That's the most important thing. And if the parents were keeping the children out of school under Ohio law, that is actually referred to as
yes, they
education
can go to
neglect.
jail.
When I was prosecutor, we would
Parental
bring charges on
education
parents
neglect.
for that on a regular basis through our truant
Mm.
officers.
How common is that for
See,
people?
here's the thing. They'll come out and they'll arrest the kids for truancy, right? Because here's the thought. Here's the thing. When I was going to school, when I was a juvenile, that's the one thing that I kept getting in trouble for was truancy because I didn't want to go to school. I fucking hated school. It was boring. I felt like I learned at a much faster rate than the other children. I just always felt that way. So I hated school, right? But it got so bad that they thought that my mom was just keeping me out of school. Yep. Because they were like talking about putting charges on my mom, and I was like, nah, my mama can't control me. And they finally figured it all out. You know what I mean? And they sent me to boot camp twice. My mama just couldn't make me go to school, man. Like I would ride the bus to school and then I'd get off the bus and go the other way. Like they couldn't make me go to school. But I learned when I was in school. You know what I mean? But at a much faster rate.
Maybe out in that area of Southeast Ohio to just not send their children to school. I know it's an issue throughout the state of Ohio, but down where you are, how common is that?
Our truant officers would file charges on a regular
Kid.
basis. However, it was for shorter periods of time.
It starts with the kid. They start filing on the kid, right? And then they want to see if the mother or the father's actually doing it. And then they can file charges on the parents. And that's probably what they were scared of. They were scared of truancy parent. They was probably scared of them going to jail. So they moved and didn't make them go to school at all. Didn't even register them. Just kind of flew under the radar. Wow, dude. Wow, dude. Figure it out, dude.
It would just be the parent wouldn't send a kid to school for whatever reason, but it wasn't like months and months or years
No.
or anything like that. Shorter periods of time. I think one of the worst ones I saw was maybe 3 weeks in a row, and our truant officers were pretty aggressive in monitoring those type of things as well too.
Mm-hmm. So does this appear to be an anomaly then, even
Wow,
for
Stace.
Southeast Ohio, that you have kids who would not be in school for years?
I think this would be an anomaly anywhere it would have taken place, whether it's Southern Ohio or anywhere else.
Yes.
The Attorney
Yeah,
General.
it doesn't matter where this takes place at. This is pretty crazy. It is an Ohio thing. Shout out to all my people in Ohio. We don't judge you for this shit right here. Just like we don't judge West Virginia for the Whitaker family. But this is worse than the Whitaker family, guys. This is like the Whitakers times 5. 16 kids, 4 adults. That's 20 people living in that one house. 20 people, y'all. Think about that. 20 people, man, living in one fucking house that had 2 bedrooms. How'd they ever think this was going to work? Like, they had to know that if CPS was ever called out on them, it's over with. Because the first thing CPS is going to do is say, okay, the boys and girls need split up, right? You're going to have to split up these boys and girls because they're not going to allow them to house room in the same room. After 4 years old, I think they're not allowed to room in the same room or some shit. Then they're going to say the 18-year-olds, the 15-year-olds, they got to be housed different than the ones that are younger. And they're going to be like, you're going to need like 10 bedrooms by the time CPS gets done with your bitch asses. Yeah, 1 bathroom. Eric Carroll their ass. That's fucking wrong, bro. I love it though. Damn, Stay.
Had said that they were going to be downloading devices, and that was a key comment as far as I'm concerned in this investigation. He talked about downloading devices. We don't know how many devices were seized. We do know that the children, though, appeared to be on social media. They had social media accounts. They had phones. That's our understanding. So they're going to be downloading a number of devices they seized from that house. How telling could that be in assisting with this investigation? And also, that can take a lot of time.
I think that'd be very.
Could you imagine in the morning when they all wake up, you're going to fucking stand in line to go pee? Jesus Christ. No, I doubt they will either. The Lighthouse. I don't see it happening.
Very telling as far as the investigation. And we did that on the Roden Manley Gilly homicides. Our sheriff's office and our other agencies in Pike County do that on a regular basis. You can glean a lot of information from, say, iPhones, iPads, Androids, those things like that. Locations, what the children were doing, what apps they were signed into.
Yes.
And basically just kind of seeing what they were doing over the last few years. And it is interesting with the situation that's alleged that these children would happen to have social media accounts. That is very interesting.
Isn't it odd, though? I mean, because we've looked at these social media accounts linked to the kids, and obviously it's the older kid.
I think it was the kids that had them. That's just what I'm saying. You get a phone bill with that, unless they got Wi-Fi, and they just gave them a phone to hook the Wi-Fi. That could have been the situation. I don't know how you give 16 fucking kids a phone and have them on a phone plan. Hell to the nah. They better get a job. They want a phone, they better get a job. You got 16 of these mugs. How am I going to have a 16 phone plan? Call AT&T. I'm going to need 16 lines, please. You might as well get a business account, sir. I'm sorry. I don't think the cops would have left the phone on the bed, CG. I don't. I really don't. A lot of that stuff might be bullshit. We never know. But I don't think the cops would leave a fucking cell phone just laying out for people to grab. They would have took everything. I think, Yeah, do what you do, girl.
It's and there are no photos of them on these social media accounts. It's all Japanese anime, TikTok videos that are reposted. They've created some of these videos. And so
it's them. She just said they're not on here, and they say they created some of these videos, so they are on social media. Holy moly. Oh.
So some of them are quite sad, actually, and it seems like children kind of crying out for help.
And anytime you have an alleged abuse and neglect case, it's always sad.
Yeah. I'm wondering if these phones were possibly given to the kids to entertain them, to keep them
absolutely
from just, wanting to go outside instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely, dude. Absolutely, they were. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if I want part of that shit, CG. I don't. These are kids. Yeah, there has to be a phone. I know the adults had one, but like they had to have given these kids some kind of entertainment. Some kind of entertainment. Or they would have been out that door. Like, how could you hold 16 kids in a house with no neighbors ever seeing them? You would have to give them a phone and let them get media trained. Fucking like, TikTok brain. It's everywhere. Wow. Damn.
Give your kid a screen. Most parents want to keep their kids off of screen. But in this instance, it appears possibly that these kids were given phones. How they could even afford phones, we don't know. But
Well, a phone
that's what
isn't
it
that
appears.
much. A phone isn't shit if you just got it on Wi-Fi. Let's be honest here. A phone ain't shit if you just got it on Wi-Fi. You can go get it. You can go get somebody's old phone that can't be turned on and then just throw it on Wi-Fi.
To
Come on
be,
now.
a big part
Let's
of
not
this
be
is
foolish.
let's keep these kids occupied potentially.
Yes, if they're playing around on phones, iPads, those type of things, the parents don't have to, aren't going to be watching them or anything like that. Just hand the child a phone, put them in a
Yep.
room, and just ignore.
Yeah. It's sorry, but that's what our society's coming to. Hand these kids a phone, hand them an iPad at a very, very young age. We're talking 3 and 4 years old. These kids are learning how to use phones and iPads. And what happens when they're 11? They're fucking hooked to that motherfucker. They are hooked. Hooked, line, and sinker. Yeah, they had a TV on the wall in the bedroom. I've seen that. But that was it. That was it. I feel like there was drugs involved, man. Ooh, Betty Davis gave me a silver star. Thank you for the silver star, Betty Davis.
them. And that will be interesting to see what the phone dumps come out. And I imagine what they're going to do is send all these devices to BCI's the
Mhm.
cyber crimes unit. They
They
go
were in the
through,
bedroom, I
download
know.
everything, review it. And again, that's something I've been through before in other cases. I'm pretty
What's up,
familiar
Cuddle?
with the process. It does take a long time to do some of that stuff. It's based on manpower as well, too. And I'm sure Attorney General Wilson is making this case a priority.
No doubt, because the case has to go to grand jury. These defendants have waived their right to a preliminary hearing at this point. And the next step is taking it to a grand jury. And so they're being held right now on those 16 child endangering charges. But depending on what comes of this investigation, what is found on the electronics, what the police interviews of the 4 defendants revealed, we know that Elizabeth, her lawyer, has said that she has cooperated fully with this investigation. So sounds like she may have talked with the investigators. Um, this could be a big challenge, though, getting that to grand jury in the amount of time required. But Prosecutor Archer had said a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago, that he should have something for that in a couple of weeks, because they only have grand jury down there in Vinton County every month and a half or so.
Yes, that's common in Southern Ohio counties. When I was prosecutor at Pike County, we had one just about every month. And our current prosecutor does the same thing. We would average out now around 120.
Yeah, Gary Jr. looks like he ain't missed a meal. But you got kids in there that would have barely lived a few more days, they said. But Gary Jr. got a belly popping out, right? Gary Jr. got a belly popping out. The old lady looked well fed too.
or so cases in a year. And we're not like Columbus or even Portsmouth or Cincinnati, where you have
Or my
thousands
city,
of cases a year.
Indianapolis, baby.
Mhm. Yeah, they have
Indianapolis, baby.
Greenbury, I know, in Franklin County and Hamilton County, where Cincinnati and Columbus are located every day.
Yep.
So it's just a different environment, more populated, things like that. One thing I'm really curious about, it's come out, that Elizabeth and Gary Jr., obviously, they were married when she was 15. They went over to West Virginia to do that. Then, there's been some reporting about other Siders family members, cousins, things of that nature, who were married at 15, 14, things like that. Rob, do you see that ever down that way? Like seeing like these teenage marriages and things like that? Is that common?
In Pike County right now, no. However, I do know in the past that it was a lot more common than it would be now.
4% of women that get married are 15 years old. Well, it says 16 and 15. 4%, which I think is a little too high, but it's still a low number. 4 out of 100 women that get married are 16 or 15. Isn't that fucked up? That's globally, though.
Now, I don't know if it's a generational thing or just a geographic thing or something like that. We don't see anything like that now. And obviously, if I got wind that some adult was wanting to marry a 15-year-old, as prosecutor, my first call would be to Children's Services. Second one, probably to the sheriff's office, just to be sure. So we just don't.
Dude, she was a pretty little girl, dude. She was. This is drugs, man. This is drugs. I hate to say it, but this is drugs, y'all. This is drugs, my friend. This is drugs, my friend. Look at that poor little girl now. She looks like fucking hell ran over her. That's drugs. You can clearly see it. She went downhill, man. I get it, Nina. I'm not knocking who anybody's ever done it. I'm just saying I wouldn't go for it. My parents wouldn't go for it. I mean, me as a parent, no, I cared. I care as a parent.
Really see that much now. I know in generations past, people would get married very young, and the women even younger
Chickie is cute,
than
man.
the men. And I've heard about that in Pike County, but luckily, I just don't see it much now. Thank goodness.
So this is uncommon in your experience as a prosecutor to
It
see
should be.
a 15-year-old girl going off and getting married. Maybe it was more common, you said, in generations past. I think we all can see that has happened, but you're saying in your
Drugs and a
experience,
lot of pregnancies, man. You could see it on her, bro. She's been through a lot with her body. Trust me. But that's drugs, man. When you stop giving a fuck about yourself, it's usually drugs. Or maybe like look at the way they were living, guys. With millions and millions of roaches crawling everywhere. Like, that's not okay. That's not okay, though. Especially if you got 16 kids living in a one room. Like, I just feel like there's a drug aspect to this. I really do. I I really feel like that's the number one thing that would allow you to do this as a man. Allow you to live that way, y'all. Look how they were living. Okay, postpartum. We get that, right, Nina? But why did Gary decide to live that way? Why did Gary Sr. decide to live that way? Why did Christina Siders decide to live that way? I get Nina, I get the postpartum thing. She's going through it. But why did three other people decide, oh, she's going through postpartum, so we won't clean the house? Bullshit. It ain't postpartum. It can't be. Every person there was involved. So I feel like drugs. She can have postpartum, but Gary needs to be cleaning the house. 16 kids, man. Why aren't they cleaning the house? Huh? 16 kids? Oh, yeah. They're getting their asses to work. Oh, especially if they're not going to go to school. What? There's no way a family that big. What's up, Watts? There's no fucking way a family that big should have ever been living that way. No fucking way, man. Now we can say postpartum, sure, man, but she started having children. She was raising kids. Like she was raising them. She's got 18-year-olds living there. So what are you doing, buddy? Hi. What are you doing? Come here. Well, hello, bud. He just decided to come up here and take over. But like 16 kids, those kids would have chores. Absolutely. Yeah, there were 16 kids involved. They were found in one room, 12 by 12. She had 16 kids in 15 years. You have to be taught how to clean. My point exactly. So mom and dad and grandma and grandpa all decided not to teach these kids a fucking thing. Like, huh? That's got to be drugs, man. It has to be drugs. I feel like Gary Jr. is probably strung out on drugs, probably has been all his life. And they decided to start living like this. Yeah, he's my baby. He's my best friend. Yeah, I mean, you got 16 kids living there, bro, and you're living that way. Dude, when they showed the video, we're not talking about bugs here. We're talking about millions of bugs. Millions, guys. Open the refrigerators. You're crazy, Cuddle. Open the refrigerator and bugs went everywhere. Open the fucking freezer, bugs went everywhere. Bugs crawling all through the fucking bathroom. Bugs going everywhere, dude, through the house. It's unreal how bad that house was. It was worse than the Whitaker family house. It was. Absolutely, it was. They were living worse than. I mean, there's like fucking 5 times more people living there too. But oh, there was a legions of them. The beds even had dirt on them. Yeah, it was filthy. It was just downright filthy, dude. There's kids like this living in my hood, bro. Like even in the hood that I live in, like you might run across something like this, but without 16 kids, right? That's a lot of kids to have. Like you might not find 16, but you might find 3 or 4 or 5 maybe living like this. Elizabeth just left every emoji known to fucking man. Elizabeth just left every emoji that she possibly could. Yeah, I don't fuck with bugs. That's one thing I'm not gonna live with. My mother taught me you don't live with bugs. Like if you ever get bugs, there's a way to get rid of bugs. Get rid of them. Like straight up. The roach excrement and mouse, yeah. There was probably field mice everywhere through there at night. I guarantee you guys. I guarantee you the amount of mice that were crawling through that home at night was outrageous. And I think that is so fucked up that 16 kids were living like that and didn't even understand to choose better. You understand what I mean? So they obviously weren't teaching these kids nothing. And why? Probably because they're too busy getting fucking high or chasing a high. Let's be honest, right? Facts, CG. That's the only thing I can think of, man. Why wouldn't you teach your kids something better? Like even the lowest of low drug addicts could teach their kids better than this. No shit. But instead they kept having more kids and more kids. I just don't understand it, man. I think there has to be some type of drug element to it. He admitted to him being on drugs or alcohol. Met the kids. Oh my God. Named the bugs. Dude, when that video cycled over to that shirt hanging on the wall and there was like 15 bugs crawling through it, I was like, oh my God. Yes, DMJ, preach, girl, preach. You can be poor and have nothing and keep a clean house. Yep. Fabuloso is like $4 a bottle. You can get a couple cleaning brushes and scrub brushes for a few bucks. Get you a bottle of bleach. Get you a gallon of bleach. Throw that shit in the tub. Keep rinsing it out. Fucking cleaning with that motherfucker. And scrub a dub dub, man. With 16 kids, you could have cleaned that house in 2 days. He's headed to Ohio. Good for him, man. See, I can't up and do those things. I work a day job. Or I would have done traveled there if I could have. I gotta work a day job, guys. I honestly think they don't know better. Fuck. What do you mean don't know better? The kids or the adults? Because I've seen pictures of Elizabeth where she knew better. She looked beautiful. She looked like she took care of herself. Yeah, I know she knew better. You know? Yeah, they live worse than the Whitaker, man.
As a prosecutor, if you got wind of that, you'd be calling the cops and CPS, and then that would be it.
You better believe I would have, because any adult having sexual relations with a child under 16 is a crime, and I would have wanted that investigated. And even
You hear that? Did you hear that? Any adult having sex with a child under 16 is a crime. Why are they allowing them to marry them then? Why in the state of West Virginia are you allowed to marry at 15 if it's a crime to sleep with them at 16? Riddle me that. Riddle me that one. Sure, you can get married at 15 if your parents sign you off, but if you sleep with her at 16 or under, it's a crime. No, I've seen real pictures of her that looked good. I don't know. I don't even care about the cheerleader one. I've seen good pictures of her that look good. Like she looked like she took care of herself. I'm sorry. So she knows better.
Even today, as a judge, if I would get wind of something like that today, I would be calling our children's services and our sheriff.
Mhm. And I remember in the
Well, they did condemn it. They put up boards and people start breaking into motherfucker. You know, like they boarded it up. The old man isn't back at that house. Bleach is $3.50 at Walmart. You could have cleaned that whole house with $20. 100%. I don't. Here's the thing, man. I know kids have sex at young ages, right? I wasn't until I was almost 17 before I had sex. But kids get pregnant and then they go to their parents and say, "I'm going to get married." I wouldn't even do it if my kid was pregnant. Because I feel like at the age of 15, so much changes in a child's life to the age of 18 that you should make them wait. You should make them wait. Because within that time period, so much could change. So much. I just couldn't do it, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. $20 for clean products is $20 for drugs. It looks to me like it's a lot of drug use and laziness. That's just what it looks like to me. And that's what happens. A lot of times when people start using drugs, they use it for like a party drug thing, right? And then they start using it daily and it makes them lazy where all they want to do is sit around and use drugs. Like that's all they want to do is sit there and use drugs. It's what they do. So I think, man, I feel like that's what they were doing. Because granted, they had 16 kids. Mom and dad both got a check. They said he worked doing DoorDash. There's money coming in. There's money coming in.
the Roden case, Hannah Roden was pregnant when
Yep.
she was 15 by Jake Wagner. And after when the homicide indictment came down, he was charged with having sex with a minor because of that pregnancy.
See, that's a loophole, man. You can marry him, but you can't even legally have sex with him. What? I'm not knocking anyone that's been married at a young age. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying me as an adult, I wouldn't let my children get married under 18. I'm sorry. I just wouldn't allow it. I would say, hey, wait until you're 18. You can do it on your own.
Oh, absolutely. That would be unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, and that is a felony under Ohio law.
Mm-hmm. So where do you see this case going, Rob? When do you think, like, as a former prosecutor in a similar county, when do you think this thing goes to grand jury?
If I had to guess, you want a complete and full investigation. I know Bill Archer, and I do know him a little bit. He had served as a special prosecutor for my office in the past. He'll want to make sure everything is complete, the investigation's done.
I've seen that interview with her brother. It's hard to watch because it's like recorded from TikTok. There's nothing on the screen. It's a hard watch. And they're doing all kinds of other shit in the video and shit. I did listen to a lot of it. You think Junior was chasing minors?
I would venture to say probably a couple of more months or so. You want to make sure you get the medical evaluations done, get everything back from the Attorney General's office and BCI. But yeah, this type of case isn't something that you can do overnight. I would say there's probably several months worth of work on it.
That's interesting. And how long can you hold the Siders family while that's taking place?
This is a speedy trial under Ohio law. You have 270 days to get someone to trial. However, if they're held in jail, every day counts as 3. So normally, from the moment they were arrested,
That's a lot,
the
dude.
state would have 90.
That's a lot. That only counts as 2 here. Indiana only gives you 2 for 1. They get 3 for 1 in Ohio. What? What? They getting 3 for 1 in Ohio. That's almost better to stay in jail. Shit. You get triple the time?
days to get them to trial. So what may happen, and
Look at her, dude. She's looking around, buddy. Let me tell you something. I don't care who you are. You can be the baddest son of a bitch on the block. You can be the baddest son of a bitch on your side of town in the biggest city. Once you hit the jail system, you get those fucking butterflies. You're looking around like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Because now you're in their fucking turf, right? Jail ain't no fucking. It's not a fucking easy place to be. Jail. Hey, I hated jail. Somebody thinks it's a cult. It's a small cult. I don't know. I mean, it's a big cult if you had their children, I guess.
I have done this in the past when I was prosecutor, maybe bring some charges to get the case going. You keep investigating and add some down the road. And something like this, again, I'm not psychic, but I would anticipate due to the complexity of it, you may see some time waivers on behalf of the defendants where they say, State of Ohio, I really don't care how long it takes you to get me to trial. And you see that a lot in homicide cases and complex investigations because there's just so much evidence for the attorneys to go through that they're not going to be able to get it done by the time like 90 days for speedy trial runs. To give an example, when you were involved in covering the Road and Bailey Gilly homicides, that
Yeah, this jail's the cleanest place they've seen in a long time, for sure. Because that jail looks clean. I hate to tell you, you look like you could eat off the floor there. Look at that. You would not see that in my county jail. Hell, fuck, heck no, dude. Heck no. They're walking in and this tile looks like you could eat off of it. Just let me have my sandwich right here on the floor. Dude, not our jail, buddy. No, 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 no. You walk in, it looks like jail. This looks like a doctor's office.
that's the perfect example. They all have executed time waivers. And there are also some events that toll the time,
Welcome to Dr. McAfee's office.
stop the clock too, such as certain motions and things like that.
Well, we will keep an eye on it and see where it goes. Rob Junk, thank you so much for joining me. We appreciate
Hey, man, good video, dude. Good video. Good video. I like that one. That was good. I like that one, man. I'm starting to like that woman as a reporter. What's her name? Anjanette or something like that. Am I right or wrong? There's also a video on Law and Crime where they talk about the kids might tell all. Like, these kids might tell everything in this. Literally. They're gonna be they're gonna be the ones that tell everything.
16 children at the center of the Siders case. Officials say they were hidden from the world for years, and they could hold the key to explaining
Those kids, dude. Since 2008. Holy moly. Her last 4 pregnancies were twins, man. Like, let's say you have all these kids, right? Then you get pregnant with twins. You're like, oh shit, another 2. Then you get pregnant with twins again. Oh shit, another 2. Then you get pregnant with twins again. Oh shit, another 2. And then you do it again? So they had 4 sets of twins, man. They almost had conjoined twins. What kind of fucking horror story would this be if they had conjoined twins? They would have had conjoined twins. He might have postpartum depression, hillbilly, but Gary don't. Gary Siders Sr. don't. Christina Siders don't. I don't know why she just started popping out twins, man. It's a lot of pregnancy, man.
what was going on behind closed doors. How will investigators get to the truth? I'll dig into it. I'm
That's her name, Anjanette.
Anjanette Levy, and this is
She's fired, dude. She's fired, bro. I like her.
treatment for their physical needs and for emotional trauma. 6 of the children are younger, 3 sets of twins, but there are older children who will likely be able to tell investigators and children's services workers the story
Everything.
of what has gone on in their lives over the last decade or longer. The children, as we've been telling you,
You know what? Them kids are going to talk. Them kids are going to talk. They said that the kids are in like an upcycled kind of care. And I hope, just think, guys, like I said last time when we talked about this, if this family was taking care of these kids, or at least trying to, house was clean. This is a beautiful story of a young lady having a lot of kids, right? Last pregnancies are 4 kids, had conjoined twins. She got this many children. She's taking care of them all. If these kids would have been going to school, this could have been something that could have made her rich. Like Lifetime or A&E would have done a fucking special on her. Discovery Channel, somebody. Siders plus 2 times 8. I mean, but that's not the case. They wasn't taken care of. What stops you from taking care of your kids? Ask yourself that. Drugs, man. Drugs.
were removed from this house on Omer Street on June 30th as law enforcement executed a search warrant as they investigated a crime that to this day remains a secret. But what secrets and stories will these children tell? That's a question that we just don't have the answer to right now. But those children have likely been interviewed already. And that process requires great care. I'll get into what that process is like shortly. Their parents, Gary Siders Jr. and Elizabeth Siders,
Look at Gary. He's fat, bro.
remain in the Southeast Ohio Regional Jail, charged with child endangering. They've pleaded not guilty. Gary's mom and dad, Gary Sr. and Christina, have pleaded not guilty to those same 16 charges.
Man, see, money? No, I don't understand why you would treat your kids that way. Mental illness? Maybe, right? I get that. Drugs? For sure. So, mental illness, but all of them would have to be mentally fucking ill. You see what I'm saying? All of them have to be mentally ill because they're really all allowing this. They're all for adults. I'm sorry, if I'm living somewhere and my house starts to look like what they're living in, I'm going to be a person that steps up and says, hey, we got to clean this motherfucker up, yo. This bitch is dirty. But nobody did. 4 adults. And that place didn't get that way overnight. That place did not get that way overnight. Probably still in DoorDash. Well, you got to watch doing that a lot, or DoorDash will kick you off their app.
Only Gary Sr. has been released from jail because he's receiving treatment for a serious medical condition. While the investigation into what was going on inside the house continues, the main concern is for the children. Children's services workers visited the jail to talk with each of the adult Siders family members, but the children will also be interviewed delicately and with great care, because really, the first interview will be the most important. Court records and law enforcement claim that the children haven't been to school, at least in the last 6 years.
Wow. Wow. What's up, man? Wow, dude. 6 years is a long time for a kid's mental development. So the 18-year-old hasn't been to school since she was 12. Like, she hasn't been to school since she was 12. And the 12-year-old hasn't been to school since she was 6. And the 6-year-old's never been to school. No, you don't force your kids to live this way. You don't. You absolutely don't. I think they were too busy getting high. Yeah, I do. I think mom and pops were drug addicts. I think Elizabeth might have been on it too. I don't want to say for sure. I don't want to. This is just my opinion. I think Gary got Elizabeth strung out, and they were doing drugs. Yeah, I think they're doing drugs, man. Probably methamphetamines, maybe fentanyl. Oh, what's up with that, man? Okay. Like, I'm just saying, like, it looks like drugs to me, man. Because drugs will make you lazy. Drugs will make you worry about getting high more than you would cleaning your house. Worry about getting high more than you would. I don't know. Their house was even fucking more than just dirty, dude. That one room, they were just throwing things into that room, just piling up trash. Pregnant and drugs. It's true. Maybe it was him, strung out on drugs himself. We'll charge him.
But have they ever been to school? We don't know. We know they had to be registered since Gary Jr. and Elizabeth were cited for their 6 older children being habitually truant back.
Then why? What I'm asking this, Watts, is why didn't she say once they arrested her? Once they arrested her, why didn't she say, "Hey, he's been making me live this way. I felt bad this whole time. I didn't want to treat my kids this way. That way she gets out of it and she's a victim of this. Why say, oh, well, we're pleading not guilty, fuck it. Like, this would be the perfect time to get out of the situation you've been in. You know? I don't know. I don't know, man. A lot of women can get off drugs on like their last month of pregnancy. That way it's not in their system.
In 2021, that case never moved forward because investigators couldn't find the parents in Gallia County to serve them with the paperwork.
Damn.
But the older children appear to have had social media accounts. I've linked these by looking at who the children are friends with and who they follow, and these accounts appear to belong to the kids. One video shows cats, and it looks like it was taken outside that home on Omer Street with the walkway from the
Oh,
house.
look at those Diddy, that Diddy is cute. That is cute. Karma, I'm gonna get rid of you. I'm just kidding. That kitty is cute. That gray kitty is cute, man. Diddy. He's all gray. That kitty is cute, dude. I want that gray kitty. I want him. The smoky gray one. Not the one with the white in it, but the smoky gray one. He is cute, man.
That leads to the driveway area. Others are reposting.
That's a kitty right there. Go get him.
Posted videos that show references to relationships. One has a caption that reads, "How I felt after feeling uncomfortable hugging my own dad."
What?
Another states, "Everyone yelling at me like, damn, I'm trying."
What? Tamir, did you hear me, Diddy? Did you hear me? Did you hear me talking about you, Diddy? You did. I know. I love you too. I love you too, Diddy. I love you, Diddy. I love you. I would never get rid of you. I would never get rid of you, kitty. You my baby. He knows he's talking about me. He was like, what? Yeah, he wants to eat. You already know. Yeah, it depends on the drugs. It does. Like when people are smoking methamphetamines, I know everybody thinks that's a speed, but what happens is they do it so much that it makes them lazy, and that's all they want to do is sit around and fucking smoke dope. Like they're just fucking bums. And that's the way a lot of people get on heroin, fucking all kinds of drugs, man. I believe there had to been some kind of drug element. I gotta believe it. It's funny.
Another states, "Me seeing a little girl spending time / having fun with her dad. I used to be a daddy's little girl." And
Wow. This is what his kids are writing about him. See, he must be on drugs, bro.
another shows a scene from a movie or a TV show, and it
My dad, since I started being a teenager because I changed and I'm not the little girl he used to love anymore. What? Is that a little creepy? Is that a little creepy? Well, when he signed into court, when he signed into jail, he said he was either on drugs or on alcohol. He did. It's on the paper, the jail paperwork. That's creepy, bro.
shows a father yelling at his child. The caption, "My dad, since I started being a teenager because I changed and I'm not the little girl he used to love anymore." Again, I've looked at these accounts and looked at who each account follows and interacts with, and these appear to be the kids. All of these are incredibly sad. It could be teenage children.
That's fucking bad, man. Thank you, Arista. She gave me a 100, y'all. I got a 100. 100.
Feeling
Hundo.
angst. But keep in mind, the environment we were told they were living in is just awful. You know, running a business is tough enough, but why make it harder doing fully automated? Odoo can create invoices. State legislators have sent $1 million to the Department of Children.
So they did get 1 million spent for these kids only. Spent with these kids
Children and
only.
youth for that area of this.
They don't urine test you when you go to jail. They don't urine test you. Never have I ever been urine tested going into jail.
State just for these kids, but that will likely be just a drop in the bucket.
This is a special fund that is being set up specifically for Benton County. Benton County does belong to a 3-county consortium, which is Hocking, Benton, and Ross counties, but these resources are specifically for this emergent need. We know that many of them will be needing therapeutic foster care for quite some time to come. That is $150 a day to $250 a day on average per child. So those costs alone would bankrupt the county. When you see them doubling the number of cases, the dollars will be tracked. They are specific to provide resources for these children. There are resources that.
How many grummy fucking hands are going to be in that $1 million? How many grummy fucking paws are going to be in it, though? I'm glad the AG approved it too, but you know there's going to be some crummy paws in this shit, right? There's going to be some crummy fucking paws in that money. Let's hope a lot of that money goes to the people that are taking care of these families. You got to remember, there are people that are doing things for these children right now, guys. As we speak, there are families that are taking care of these children right now. So much respect to those people, because there are people that are taking care of these kids. Facts, Elanus. Well, that's why they gave the $1 million. They're trying to say that they're not going to have the taxpayers pay for it. I think that's what they're doing, Leesky. I'm trying. If I'm like, I think that's what the first statement ever said was that that they didn't want this to fall on the taxpayers' dollars, and that they were going to get funding for this because they weren't ready for something like this to happen with 16 kids, of course, because their town wasn't ready for it or nothing. But we'll see. You know, I think if there's a lot of money given, I think there's going to be a lot of money taken. And you know what happens in all this government shit, dude. These people are going to have their grummy ass fucking fingers in it. Absolutely, they will. Absolutely. They're going to have their grummy fingers in it because that's $1 million. I agree, Leesky. I totally agree. Everybody, thank you for another great evening with me, man. You guys are always kick ass. Oh, yeah. Let's go over here and check out KD, guys. KD higher than a light bill. KD higher than a light bill. She done ripped people off, y'all. Listen to this shit. We got to react to this. We got to react to this, okay? We got to react to this video. We have to. Are y'all ready? Hold on. KD, higher than a light bill, y'all. Done ripped off a couple for $140. Street interview. Couple says $140 came up missing. I'm going to link you to the channel. Go over there and follow Real Right Uncut Extended and Real Right Uncut. Here we go, man. Let's go, KD.
What's up? Hey, yo.
Look at her. She's hiring fuck waiting at the door, bro.
He beat me at $30.
He beat me out of $30. Talking about her boyfriend, Mike. Hold on, y'all.
Bro, why the fuck y'all know I'm coming in this motherfucker,
Y'all
man?
not being videotaped.
Man, they ain't gotta be videotaped, but y'all
That guy's mind being videotaped. She didn't even tell these people that Greg was coming over with the camera, y'all.
know I'm coming in this motherfucker. I'm not finna come in here and start watching what the fuck I turn my goddamn camera to.
This is the real OG.
If they don't want to be on
This right here is
in her video.
This is the real OG.
Y'all want to be on YouTube?
It ain't nothing bad. It ain't nothing bad. I'll pay you if it's...
What's up, man?
I beat you out $30. I took it.
He said, why you gonna tell them I beat you out of $30? I took it. Remember, they just paid for her to get out of jail.
She called me crying. Told me come over and save her life.
Yeah, I took it.
Told me come over and save her life.
You want to
I
take
took
it back.
it. Now you ain't gonna get it back. I took it.
Take it back for what?
That's the reason you took it. Exactly.
Take it back for what? To get back to them?
No, I offered it to him.
I mean, if you took that goddamn money, you got.
She took $140 of these people's money, bro. She took $140 of their money. These two people are sitting there smoking crack with him. This dude is hiring fuck. Look at him. He's stuck like Chuck. He is stuck.
Place the money, KD. I got some money right here. I'm finna pay you. Want me to give it to them? Want me to give it to you?
He said, "You hear that?" Oh boy, he said, I got some money right here. I'm fitting to pay you with it. You want me to give it to them? Because she owes him $140. She said, no.
You want to pay your debt?
I wanted him to...
You want to pay your debt back?
He's called her out.
Wait, you got your clothes back? You're going back to the penitentiary. That's why I'm like, I thought I need to come in this motherfucker. I'm coming back over here.
He said, you got your clothes packed? You're going to go to the penitentiary. Don't call me back over here. He just got out of jail twice for being in that trailer.
Try to give me some of my liquor, please.
Yeah, give her shit. Why the fuck you keeping her shit?
That's dead.
But why you keeping her shit though?
Because I want it. That's dead.
Man, I was trying to control the motherfucker.
Shit. I ain't controlling that. It's dead.
Damn.
Bitch, go do that dumb shit. After I get you out twice.
Well, you ain't really get her out. You paid the least. You ain't pay half for nothing.
That shit dead.
You ain't pay no half for nothing either.
It's dead.
Lying like a motherfucker. I paid that goddamn bond. I paid that goddamn bond. I paid 400. You paid 100.
Look at KD. She's scheming on these two people, bro. She is scheming.
I paid what? I paid 80 on it yesterday. That don't even matter.
Yeah, you paid 80 yesterday. He paid 80 yesterday.
She butt naked.
He bought $180 in debt with him.
Yeah, she butt naked.
And then the 150 you stole from them, you $300 in the hole.
I still want 120.
Well, that's still 300.
They stole 120. Jesus Christ, man. Katie, why are you stealing money from people?
180 plus 120 is 300 on my goddamn calculator.
I go out my way to go to the liquor store.
What made you?
So the bitch wouldn't be shaking.
Yeah. Let Big Ghost talk for a minute. Go ahead and be quiet.
Yeah.
What made you decide to take something from your friends?
Look at this beautiful dog they got there, dude. Look at this beautiful pup, y'all. The pup is beautiful, y'all. Look at him. This poor dog don't need to be around all that crack smoke. Like, get that doggy out of there, bro. Somebody go rescue the dog, man. That dog is beautiful. And they up in there smoking crack around the dog and shit. Probably taking years off that dog's life, man.
and go gamble and shit and lose.
Mike wanted to spend some time with her alone.
Ain't that
What? She's claiming that the black dude wanted to stay with this little white chick alone, and that's her boyfriend.
God damn, you like a motherfucker, bro. What's your
He said, damn, you stuck like a motherfucker, bro.
goddamn name is? That nigga over there goddamn stuck in that motherfucker. What?
So he
what?
wanted to be a ride with little boy, and I couldn't help it.
So you mean to tell me Mike want to spend time with that man, old lady?
And the old lady, for one thing, she come back there in the room and said she wanted to go with him and go to the ATM with him. We ain't say nothing about spending no time with him.
They was
She asked me for $10 so she can go with him.
And you want
took her.
And you want to smash for the $10.
The only thing I said,
You ain't understand that, bro.
Damn, Mike, you hard on the motherfucker. You hard on the motherfucker.
Oh,
Said, "That bitch lying." She came back in the room. She wanted $10. She said, "I'm ready to go to ATM with him." Try to hook him up. Hit him up.
Yeah.
Hit him up. Okay, go. Okay.
So what's going on here is the two people that are sitting there on the couch are in KD's house, and Mike is the plug. Okay, that's what's going on. KD has spent money of theirs, and that's why they're there. They're just getting high with KD. In a minute here, you'll see KD pull her pipe out and start pushing it right on camera.
Okay, go. Nobody said that I spend no time on her.
Yeah, let
go, and then all of a sudden she wanted to go. Y'all departed.
begging to go. Just she was begging to go steal from you.
Yeah.
Begging to, she already had a plan on her head.
Yeah, she already been here whispering. I'ma carry you.
She got to come get in the camera, bro. Hire and fuck.
I'ma do this like these people not gonna tell me. But it don't matter though. I wanted her gone anyway.
KD, you smell like Hollywood and Joel. Go sit down. You took baths since you got in the county jail. God damn. You gotta get you one of them motherfucking
Didn't work out.
Boy.
Get you one of them motherfucking energy packs.
Didn't work out.
What's up, Nazreen?
Get you one of them motherfucking energy packs. What's wrong? What's up with it, Magic?
Right there. Bullshit. Full of shit.
Man, KD taping these good, honest people.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you're
I already knew the lick was anyway.
Man, something stinking here, man. Smell underarm. What's that smell?
That's probably onions from the thing.
Oh, that's what it is, then. That's what it is. That's what I smell, onions. That's what I smell, onions.
Like, look at this, man. They look stupid sitting there. They look stupid. All fucking drugged out. Sitting there in KD's fucking trailer. Got not a pot to piss in. Done spent all their money. KD done ripped them off for $120. Like,
homie, you need to get yourself together. Come down a little bit. Get you some motherfucking milk. Go into the house. Chill out. Look back on the activities and reflect and say, hey, you gotta stop putting yourself in vulnerable situations. Because right now,
see, he said it right there. Right now, you're in a vulnerable situation. You're fucked up. I could do anything to you. You know what I mean? And he's being truthful. Like, you high as shit right here in the house. You don't know what the fuck you are. We could rip you off, rob you.
Anybody can take advantage of you. I don't even know you. I'm looking in your goddamn face. You so high. I don't know if you got Down syndrome or your ass just high. I don't fucking know.
He ain't got no Down syndrome.
Well, he need to goddamn tighten up because he over there looking like goddamn Corky.
He cool as hell.
You gotta get him right, Mike.
I got him right.
If not, KD gonna have them goddamn shoes, that goddamn shirt. Huh? I don't know. KD got that goddamn mace. You better leave KD alone. The best thing to do is don't put yourself in a situation where you might have to do something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you can't go, you gotta be able to go around people that you can trust. That you ain't gotta worry about stealing from you or doing nothing to hurt you. People that's gonna love you and do the right thing. That way you won't never have to fight, you never have to argue.
No, the man went and got some more money after that to get him some beer and stuff.
Don't matter. He should have to go back.
He ain't got some more money after that. She ain't do nothing.
But he
old crackhead move, that's all.
But a motherfucker should have to go back in their bank account and get more money. They should be able to spend all their goddamn money.
Exactly.
So you got how much? 100.
Look at her.
I didn't hear you say. You said what now? You got 100.
Why you come on the camera with that shit?
100.
Why you come on the camera with that shit? Get that shit out of my face.
100.
Yeah.
Who that, Joel? Oh, I thought you were making a play.
I told you.
Oh, you tell Joy, well, he got 100, he need to get my motherfucking money.
She told me to say that.
She made somebody get on the phone and say that she was getting $100 just to act like she said she's paying him back.
Oh, that's game.
Yeah, that's game.
That's game. She ran the game again. But I said, if he got a motherfucking $100, he need to pay me my motherfucking money.
She told me to say that.
So you and Joy, you and your boyfriend, y'all $400 in debt.
580.
Let me tell you something, little girl. I'm gonna let you roll with it, cause I kind of fucked up the position. And that Down syndrome shit, that list.
What damn syndrome?
You said he had.
Nah, he just stuck. His eyes too goddamn big.
It's like Jimmy Wade.
I missed you though.
Learn to spell simple words enough to be able to communicate with the written word. I mean, kids will learn how to communicate. Kids will. That's a fact. Look, I want to get to where Katie's down on the fucking ground pushing a pipe. She's sitting down. See right here? She whips it out and starts pushing it.
I know I am.
You know why you a piece of shit?
I know it.
She starts pushing her
And look
fucking
here.
pipe.
I like you, and I like that you speak
Look
up.
at
I
her.
like that you got a voice. But little girl,
Pushing her fucking pipe on camera, bro. KD, you gotta do better.
you got a long ways to go before you can use that goddamn voice to KD. You just look.
I think them youngins whoop your ass. But I know how you play. You don't fight. You don't fight fair.
No, she grabbed his last name and trying to hit me with.
I told you. You know how she is.
Girl just
She grabbed glass thing and try to hit me with it.
take this place, man.
The girl just sucked my dick. Let's get it real.
Well, rightfully.
Did you not just
Look at her,
suck
bro. She just sitting there pushing her fucking crack pipe, chilling.
his dick?
Hey,
No, I didn't. We didn't touch each other. You didn't just suck that motherfucker's dick. No. I bet you.
hey, Katie, stop saying all that.
That's the God's honest truth. Nobody touched because
It
look,
don't matter.
we recruiting, goddamn, and you have been recruited. Okay, we ain't recruiting shit.
She said we're recruiting and you've been recruited to suck dick. Man, crack is bad, dude. Crack can have you in situations like that. Stay the fuck away from it.
You ain't got to.
This poor little family right here, it's a man and a woman sitting here in this fucking house smoking crack with somebody they probably don't even fucking know. What's up, Della?
You ain't got to. You take that shit.
She probably did, because he over there goddamn can't move and in the right mind neither.
$5,000.
Huh?
I'm not listening.
Damn, you remind me of a young Joel.
Did you hear him? I'm just listening. He said, I'm just listening.
Fuck you.
That's who he remind me of, a young Joel.
With
That's Joel grandson.
chromosomes all fucked up.
Nah, he all right. He just high. Eyes big, got him looking a little weird. But when he come down, he be back coolest motherfucker you ever seen in your life.
Oh, he's a cool cat.
Coolest motherfucker you ever seen. Got that big ass truck out there, nice. Got a good job, got family. Don't lose, hey man. Don't come out here in these streets and go home walking on your feet. Cause the streets got a funny way of stripping you of everything that you worked hard for in life.
Yep. He said a million things right there in that one little sentence. The streets will easily strip you away from everything you worked hard for. Within just a few days, smoking that crack and shit, you could lose all your money, all that shit.
That shit how you walk around with no shoes on, going back and forth to jail, family turning it back on you. Don't be stupid now.
KD just hit the pipe right there on camera. Did she really just hit that pipe right there on? Did she really do that, dude?
That you worked hard for in life. That shit how you walk around with no shoes on, going
She
back
did it with a double lighter, y'all. What the fuck, KD? She's going downhill, dude. Thank you, Della. She's going downhill, man. She fucking said, She's smoking crack with double lighters. Damn. KD, you're going downhill, man. Because she used to not do that shit. She used to not be on camera with it. But she going downhill to do that.
Before the jail, family turn it back on you. Don't be stupid now.
And he's married.
He married her? Oh, that's a
That's
side
bad,
chick.
KD.
No, that's his lick. He's her lick.
Oh, okay.
But ain't nobody gonna get no lick in my goddamn.
Don't get him in trouble. I ain't know he was married. I ain't know he was married. He gotta go home. Leave him alone. How much?
Well, it looks like I got.
I'm gonna say this to you before I end my video.
I can't believe she did that, bro. Wow.
Don't call me back over here. You're not gonna take me down. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. I'm ready to get the rest of this stuff.
Yeah, don't call me back over here,
I
man.
wouldn't dare take you down.
Nah. You're not gonna mean to. What you do has a ripple effect on everybody around you.
You insult my dad.
Yeah. You think you're the smartest motherfucker in the world, but you went to jail twice in 1 week. You can go ahead and save all your law degrees you think you got. Throw that shit in the trash. Cause you think you got a law degree. You think you know all the laws, what they can and can't do, all that shit. I don't even want to hear no more. Don't call me no more. Don't call me no more down there. You gotta learn how to listen.
May I approach?
Go ahead.
She's higher than a fucking light bill, bro. Higher than a fucking light bill. Twacked out, dude.
You say the bitch.
She's stuck. She
That's all you
stood
gotta say.
up
We
for
can
no
hold you in
reason.
contempt of court. That's all you gotta say.
I'm gonna hold all of them. I can't wait till next mom pays me rent. If she's a fucking day late.
Leave her alone. Ain't going about your business.
No, I actually don't.
She got too much money for you to be trying to go to war with.
I'm gonna take it off.
I know you are.
No, I give up.
Don't give up. Just
I'm not gonna give
You
up.
can't beat that goddamn millionaire.
I'm not trying to.
Nah, she higher. Fuck, bro. KD, you going downhill, man.
You'll be robbing motherfuckers for $40. Ain't no way in hell you can goddamn compete.
we do.
Yeah, bitch, you beat.
Ain't that man daddy? Well, you straight.
She just picked up his crack off the fucking. God damn, dude. He said, "Oh man, you straight." She was like, "Yep, I got it."
What?
Just like goddamn saying.
She's right here. I love you.
How old are you?
I'm 27. I love you.
27. How old are
27
you? Okay.
I love
and
you.
40.
What's your nickname? I want your real name. What's your nickname? Just make up one. Corky.
He called himself Corky, guys. I'm done. Everybody have a beautiful evening, man. I love y'all, man. We'll be seeing KD tomorrow, I'm sure. I appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all, chat. Thank you, guys. Y'all are the best, man. Y'all enjoy y'all evenings. He said, bro, said make up one. He came up with Corky, bro. A dude with Down syndrome. He came up with Corky. Like, what? He said, I've been called that before. Have you? That's funny. Y'all have a good evening, man. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Same time, same place, same channel. Peace!